Hello, it's Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Oracle. Thank you for tuning in today. We are going to talk about the Sun through Gemini cycle for 2018. Going to walk you through some charts and give you some interpretations as usual. Here are the start times for each section of the video. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy. All right, let's jump right into chart number one. Of course, the day that the sun goes into Gemini. And what you're going to notice, a couple things I want to point out. In this video, all of your earth signs are going to be in green. Your air signs, which is Gemini there, is going to be in that very light blue, almost white looking color. Your fire signs are going to be in the orange, and your water signs are going to be in that dark blue. And so one thing that is going to stick right out, I think, to everybody looking at this chart is a big triangle here. We see that Venus has just moved into Cancer, just moved in the day before. And of course, you guys know that we have Jupiter in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. So this is all the water signs at play, which is going to be a big theme this cycle. And also, you guys know that we are getting close to the Jupiter-Neptune exact trine that is coming up on the 25th. This is the second of three. The final one will be in August, and this is one with Jupiter retrograde. When you see the little red R's in these charts, that means retrograde. So big water energies that are going to be constant, as you're going to see from this chart. I always point out something at the beginning that you're going to notice, and it's going to be kind of a theme. And I would say Venus is pointing the way, domestic issues. Cancer kind of pulls in. So this Gemini cycle is not going to be as wild as some of the ones the last couple of years, but I think that's probably a good thing. So next thing that I want you to see is chart number 2 for the full moon. We have Mercury getting ready to come into Gemini for its quick little homecoming. So we will speed up that air sign energy and get a little more going there. And of course, Mars has moved into Aquarius. So we do have, that air energy happening. Next chart is for the 13th of June. I know I'm kind of skipping ahead pretty broadly here. In this chart, you're going to see that new moon with the sun in Gemini. So again, Gemini energies, Gemini things that you would like to put intentions out for are all in this time. So this is technology, social relationships, friendship, all those sort of outgoing endeavors. Part number 4 there was the Neptune retrograde, and I'm sorry if it's a little disjointed, the video froze, so I'm trying to pick up where it left off. So we're talking about Neptune retrograde and all this water energy. I'm going to go into a little bit of discussion on the second half of the video, but I do want you to note this. The final chart is, of course, on the day that the sun goes into Cancer. So guess what? More water energy. And also on this final chart, I want to point out it is setting you up for the Mars retrograde. Here's a postcard with all of the dates. That is a big one. That's one of the big ones we talked about this year. And it will affect each sign differently depending on where it falls in your chart. So go ahead and dig up a copy of your chart, so where Mars is, and what issues you'll be going over these next couple months as it goes retrograde. So let me get to the interpretation part while the technology is working. All right, so as you could kind of tell from the charts, again, different astrologers pick up on different things, and I certainly want to give the Gemini energy its due. This is our curiosity, this is our sociability, this is, getting out, networking, mingling, and all of that, but I feel like it's going to have this subdued energy, and we knew this was coming with this shift in Uranus going into an earth sign. That's, of course, a nice trine like we've talked about for a few months here with Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, just the earth energies working together, beautiful Neptune right in between things, bringing harmony, earth water combination. It's just, picking up a little more as we have this Jupiter retrograde until July 10th. So it's really been doing its work there, digging up all kinds of muck and underworldly stuff that needs to be worked on. And you guys know that I think that Jupiter is working, in cahoots, so to speak, with Pluto there in Capricorn, because of course Pluto rules Scorpio, where Jupiter is. So those guys are really cleaning up things. And we got Saturn with the law and order aspect in Capricorn. And with all the energy moving into Cancer during the Gemini cycle, I feel like it's the trifecta of the water sign. So we have our cardinal in Cancer, our fixed in Scorpio, and then our mutable in Neptune and Pisces. So all the water energies at play. So this is the emotions, this is the heart, this is being guided by intuition, and it's, I think it can be a really relaxing, clearing, healing energy, all those things we associate with water. It feels like with this, at the very beginning of this cycle, with the second of our Neptune Jupiter trines, again, for you creative people, there's just such a high cycle for delving in and pulling out some depth and things that are going to communicate with real feeling. And of course the Gemini energies and the Mars in Aquarius helps us communicate that. So all in all, I feel like it's a nice cycle ahead. It won't feel quite as busy as Gemini usually does, but again, I think that this sort of energy of relaxing the water sign, spending time at water, but also the earth energy, time in nature, can be very healing, very helpful. So I would just say it looks like a very more gentle cycle than what we're used to in Gemini. But as Uranus gets settled into its new sign, it's obviously going to be working on those earth changes. So good cycle ahead, and more of the water energy continuing when we go into Cancer. And I'll talk to you about that in the Mars retrograde when we go there. And if you want to stay tuned for a minute here, I will give you some further resources. All right, so again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Oracle, and you can get a hold of me there, and all the information is always in the description box. I also work with my friend Kristy Ayala. She has a book out, and that's also in the description box. We are kind of looking around for a new home because we've done a radio show together for like the last 6 years, and we just got tired of all the ads where we were, and you guys getting spammed with all that stuff. So we're probably putting it up on SoundCloud. I'll add a link in the description box, but if you want to sign up for my newsletter or her newsletter to stay in touch with us, her realm is the angels, and I work with the astrology. And if there's something that I didn't get to in the video, I'll refresh it there, but I kind of also go over this information in a little more detail. So that's the spiel. Again, happy Sun into Gemini cycle, last of the spring of 2018, and I hope that the Uranus getting settled into Taurus thing is going very nicely for you. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next month.